So here I have the definition of public speaking that I took from Merriam-Webster dictionary. So they provide like two definitions in here. The first one is the act or process of making speeches in public. And the other definition of public speaking is the art of effective oral communication with an audience. So I highlight this word, effective. And today we're going to learn on how to do effective public speaking by paying attention more to pronunciation. And today's agenda, besides pronunciation, I will also share regarding body language as the one of the aspect that we need to pay attention when we do public speaking. I must say that there are so many aspects in public speaking, but I only took two in here because these are the most crucial one that people need to know. And again, if you have any questions in the middle of the session, please try to just chat first on Zoom chat, because at the end we will have Q&A session and we will discuss further to answer your questions. Okay, let's now get started. So starting with pronunciation, there are so many tips and tricks that I would share to improve your public speaking in English. And here, one of the aspects is articulation. So articulation itself means that how clear when you say the word, when you pronounce the words. And in here, the tips that I can share when it comes to articulation is first try to focus on enunciations. So ensure that the word is pronounced clearly. This is especially important for long words, like the word exhibitions, or some tricky consonants clusters. I have some examples in here, like specific or development. So to be more familiar with how we say this kind of word, we need to observe more of native speakers. So there in English Zone Sukabumi, you have Mr. Rick. You can observe as much as possible to him on how to say some of the words. Because regarding this one, we need to have a legit source on how we need to listen on how to say the word. But then if you don't have like native speakers around you, you can also check on digital dictionaries. There's a bunch of dictionaries right there in Apple Store, Play Store. Usually I use Merriam-Webster, but if you prefer, let's say, this English, you can try to use Oxford. And another tips, avoid mumbling. So speak at a moderate pace. So if you mumble, your audience may have difficulty understanding you. So mumbling itself sometimes is just, like kayak kumur-kumur gitu ya. Yes. So make sure that you can just reduce the pace, kecepatan berbicaranya itu kalau bisa santai aja. Kayak kalian misalnya lagi ngobrol sama temen, itu kan santai, enak didengar. Kadang challenge-nya ketika public speaking, karena audiensnya banyak, kita jadinya nervous, right? We get nervous, and then karena nervous itu, kita cenderung berbicaranya terlalu cepat, dan itu yang biasanya bikin kita mumble. Nah, itu yang harus kita kurangi, santai aja bicaranya, sehingga artikulasi kita itu menjadi lebih lancar. Nah, ini tips yang lain ada use your lips, tongue, and teeth. So, practice sounds that require these articulators. Nah, kalau di bahasa Inggris itu T dan juga T itu berbeda. Jadi antara kata TH itu dibacanya T, agak digigit lidahnya. Hal-hal seperti ini itu harus diperhatikan, karena kalau tidak, nanti artinya cenderung jadinya ambigu bagi pendengar. Jadi kalian harus bisa latihan perbedaan antara misalnya kayak T dengan TH, ayu ting ting dengan ayu ting ting, berbeda kan ya. So you have to know this difference. Di bahasa Inggris juga ada perbedaan antara sin dan shush gitu. Kalau di bahasa Arab itu ada juga kan, ada tha, ada sin, ada shin. Nah, kalau di bahasa Inggris juga ada s di kata sink. Ada juga yang misalnya dia awalannya sh, itu di kata misalnya ship. atau she itu harus ditekan menjadi shush. Jadi kita nggak bisa bilang ini menjadi sip gitu, kayak sip itu beda ya. Kalau ini dibacanya agak shush gitu, jadi ship, relationship for example. So try to improve on this one untuk meningkatkan public speaking kita dalam hal pronunciations. Oke, kita lanjutkan. Oke, selanjutnya di sini ada yang namanya pronunciation tapi dibagi. Ada beberapa konsonan yang bisa kita tekankan ya. Misalnya di sini ada middle F words. So, for example, the women's hair looks bad before being brushed. So here the F is stress atau ditekan. Jadi orang ketika dengar itu kayak teryakinkan gitu bahwa oh right, so your pronunciation legit, seems very fluent. Sometimes we also have to stress in the vinyl, like here we get the word above, UV-nya. So the black dot is above the line. Or sometimes is the R. Like I always run at Gelora Bung Karno after office. However, regarding this R, I would say it really depends sometimes which accent that you try to apply in your pronunciations. So if you speak American English, the R is usually pronounced more clearly compared to British English. For instance, the word water, people with British English will usually say water, like water or water. So the R is not really pronounced right. So I sometimes with my friends make jokes regarding this one because he speaks British and I speak American, where I pronounce the R mostly. So you can try to also practice regarding this. You can also try to see some of the practice with the keyword tongue twisters on the internet. It will also help to improve your pronunciations as well. Like in here, we also have some of the words, some of the R too. So bunch of practice on the internet. If you keep practicing, I would say that it will also improve your pronunciation and it can improve your public speaking. Okay, moving on. Right, so after articulations, and in here, I also have intonations. So intonation itself means that it really depends on how high or low you speak. Here, some of the tips that I can share is first, try to vary the pitch. So kita kalau bicara kadang kita perhatikan juga gitu beberapa public speaker atau mungkin public figure di luar sana banyak banget yang style public speakingnya beda-beda. Kalau misalnya politikus rata-rata serius, datar, tapi kalau misalnya kita dengar wawancara dari aktris atau misal influencer, mereka cenderung lebih ekspresif. Nah, ternyata kalau untuk public speaking, monotonous tone can bore your audience. Jadi kalau flat terus, itu cenderung membosankan bagi pendengar. Dan orang jatuhnya jadinya kayak ngantuk gitu ya. Nah, di sini kita perlu untuk menggunakan rising and falling pitches to emphasize key points on convey the emotion. So, manusia kan emosinya berbeda-beda ya. Jadi kalau misalnya kalian ingin menekankan di satu key points, misalnya, kalian bisa benar-benar tekankan di situ. Atau kalau misalnya kalian merasa bahwa, oh, I have to decrease my pitch, you can also do that. So this is about feeling, I would say. The more you can like practice in front of the mirror or in front of your friends, then you can kind of know when you have to rise, when you have to fall your pitch to get like the sense of like the right one. And another one here, you can also try to stress the right syllables. So English itself often stresses different syllables in multi-syllable words. For instance, in here, Right. So I have like two words. Di sini sebagai noun, di sini sebagai verb. Kira-kira yang sebagai noun ini dibacanya apa? Any idea? Present. Okay, how about in here?
Present.
Right. So if you get twisted between this, it can also create ambiguity for the audience. So make sure you also can stress on the right syllables. Besides, like, you know, talking about intonation, but stresses on the right syllables, it can also create, like, you know, whether like your word that you're trying to say is precise or not according to your message. So pay attention to which syllables are stressed in common words. Okay, so that's about intonation. I have more. This time I'm going to share about pacing. So pacing ini maksudnya adalah kecepatan kalian bicara. Tadi sempat saya singgung di awal. Nah, ini untuk lebih detailnya. Jadi ketika public speaking, sebenarnya tidak hanya untuk bahasa Inggris ya. In any kind of public speaking, in what language that we use, pacing ini sangat penting. Jadi always control your speed. Speaking too quickly can confuse your audience, while speaking too slowly may make them lose interest. Jadinya kayak kalau kalian nonton Zootopia, ada karakter namanya Flash, the sloth. It's very slow. So too slow is not good either. So here, just control your speed. Find a comfortable pace and pause for emphasis. Okay. Another one, you can also use pauses effectively. So pauses can make your speech more impactful. And pauses is somehow like powerful as well because they give your audience time to process important points and help you gather your thoughts. So I sometimes get this kind of like misunderstanding from students thinking that when they do public speaking, it's all about speaking, like speaking, speaking, speaking. But actually, just like what I said, like pauses is powerful. You can actually pause a bit and then let the audience try to process first what you said, and then you can raise questions even later on. Okay, so try to take notes regarding pauses because this is very, I would say, magic tool if you're doing public speaking. Okay, another one in here. All right, so before I mentioned about speaking too quickly and then speaking too slow, right? So I have the difference in here. I have summarized it for you. So what happens if you speak too quickly? The possibility is that the audience might get the impressions that you have nothing important to say, which is like, I'm gonna be there, speak, whatever, right? But if you speak too slow, the audience might think you're too tired to be presenting like I'm gonna be there, speak slow, whatever. You know, the impression for the audience is that you don't really want to talk. So you have to make like connections. I think like before I heard someone mentioned regarding chemistry with the audience. So pace is very crucial to build the chemistry with your audience. So always find the right pace, not too fast and not too slow. So now let's compare with the other one. If you speak too quickly, the audience has a difficult time catching up and comprehending what you're saying. They need time to digest the information, so plan on periodic pauses. But then if you also speak too slow, the audience can forget. It's too long. The first part of your sentence, by the time you get to the last, like it happens, and they just lose interest. So here, maybe you've heard about someone who speaks too fast, right? Like it's very hard to catch. Like, what did he say again? What did she say again? But if it's too slow, we tend to lose focus. We get distracted easily, and we tend to just like we want to go to the toilet to leave the auditorium, for example. So make sure, like again, find the right pace for your audience. And another one, the audience might think if you speak too quickly here, that you really do not want to be there. Again, like, are you catching train, like whoosh to Bandung, or what are you trying to do? Like, we don't know, right? So try to make your audience special, that, their time are valued, and you need to be really like, you mean it. You be there, you want to speak, and find the right pace. But then if you speak too slow in here, the audience might think that you're wasting their time. It's taking longer than necessary to relay your message. So too quick, too slow, there's nothing here efficient. Always find the right pace for you to speak. Especially, you also have to think about your audience in this case. So as a speaker, you cannot race with the audience, nor drag their attention down. Just remember, if you like, some tales here, like Goldilocks, look for the pace that is just right. I think like that's pretty much summarized regarding pace in public speaking. So, right. Okay. I'm moving on now to the next aspect here. Right. So, here I have an announcement. I will challenge one of you, each of the paragraph right here, to basically apply what I have explained before. So if previously, you didn't really know the tips and tricks for public speaking, for now, I really want to see improvement from you guys. Okay, so for the first paragraph, who wants to read? Ladies first, maybe?
Ladies first, sounds good.
Ladies first, yes. Well, women empowerment.
Yeah.
Who wants to start?
Just reading?
Yeah, just read.
Just read.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Here's
the
the
first paragraph.
First off, I am pleased to announce the promotion of John David as the new marketing head of Resources Inc. John has worked for our company for 12 years and has climbed the professional ladder in absolute adeptness, which is rare nowadays.
Okay, thank you. That's great. All right, the next one, I will challenge Mr. Faris this time. Are you ready, Mr. Faris, for the second paragraph right here?
I think the second paragraph is more difficult, yeah. More than
Well,
one.
that's a challenge.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I will try.
Mhm.
As a marketing manager of resource, it has brought a huge percentage of the company's business. His influence on sales and business retention has been substantial, and he possesses an excellent record of customer relations and timely service delivery.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Faris, for trying. All right, the next one is gonna be the longest one compared to the other paragraph. It's gonna be special for the special person. Let's see. All right, so Mr. Rizky, are you there?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. All right. Are you ready?
What should I do?
Are you ready to read
Which
this?
paragraph 3?
Yes.
Okay. During John's time in the marketing department, he has taken on additional responsibility and worked extra hours to meet deadlines. We anticipate that as head of the marketing department, John's input and work aggression will be multifold. His work duties now include creating and implementing marketing plans for the Amadeus project that has been entrusted to the company. He will be leading the marketing team through this 5-year project and will also be working on various other concurrent projects.
Okay, thank
Shall
you,
I
Mr.
continue
Rizky.
for the next part?
It's okay.
All right.
Your burden is enough. It's okay. That's too long already for someone.
Sure.
Okay. So thank you for every single of you who has tried to read this one. All right. First thing first, remember that this announcement, I would say, is favored for live audience. Okay. So the way you basically speak before, it has to be somehow like you try to deliver this one to people in general. Like, for instance, if you're being invited for a meeting, you become the speaker to present, or maybe let's say it's your job. Like you're one of the experts and you have to somehow like speak regarding your expertise. So you have to be more alive when you speak in here. That's one of the tips that I would just share. I think just in case you get like some notes from maybe your secretary or anybody, try to read it more with expressions to the audience to be more alive and to be more appealing. Okay. All right. So now let's move on. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Another thing is that about volume and projection. So right here is speak loud enough. Okay. So ensure your voice is heard without shouting. Project your voice so that everyone in the room can hear clearly, but avoid straining your vocal cords. Okay. Especially when it comes to meeting that is, in front of people who are pretty much influentials, important. You have to speak in just like loud enough, but you don't really have to shout. However, nowadays I see the trend that sometimes, it becomes trend that you make it like somehow like shouting, but you can do it if you just like public figure. Like sometimes I see like, celebrities are invited to like podcasts, and then they kind of like shout even like kayak gebrak meja gitu ya untuk terdengar lebih menarik gitu. Tapi kalau misalnya kalian atau kita semua yang rata-rata kita pekerjaannya normal sector lah ya, tidak di dunia entertainment, harus presentasi misalnya di depan bos, di depan teman-teman, di depan tim, halayak umum, lebih baik volumenya itu terdengar. Jadi tidak perlu berteriak atau sampai kita menyakiti vocal cords kita gitu. Kemudian vary volume for emphasis, increase your volume to highlight key points or decrease it for dramatic effect. Di sini, just like what I said earlier, bukan berarti kita public speaking semua volume itu harus dinaikkan atau bahkan datar, tapi kita harus bisa naik turunnya itu pas sehingga kita bisa didengar. Decrease your volume itu juga bisa menjadi alat yang ampuh buat public speaking, terutama jika kita ingin terdengar dramatis. Misalnya kita lagi berbicara tentang numbers ya di company, sellingnya down gitu kan. Nah kalian bisa tuh pakai misalnya decrease volume sebagai semacam ultimatum halus gitu. Gimana nih? Kita numbernya ini lebih turun dibandingkan bulan lalu. Itu kan kayak ada sound, kayak ada mengerikan gitu tapi tidak terlalu gitu ya, tapi silence kan roomnya. Nah itu juga bisa dipakai untuk decrease your volume ketika berbicara. Nah tapi di sini saya ada catatan. Jadi kalau misalnya kalian masih diberikan waktu untuk prepare sebelum hari H untuk menjadi public speaker, have a friend sit as far as away from the podium is possible, dan coba talking loudly enough so your friend can hear you comfortably. Jadi bisa kita project gitu ya, kira-kira teman kita bisa dengar nggak nih kalau misalnya dengan volume segini. There is the projections that you will need. So when you mentally focus on distant listener, you will tend to project better. Takutnya kita udah set volumenya keras, ternyata itu terlalu menggaung gitu kan. Apalagi kalau misalnya dia semacam kayak amphitheater yang dia menggema, echo, itu juga harus diperhatikan. Jadi kalau bisa sehari sebelumnya kita itu kalau misalnya di-invite untuk menjadi pembicara di acara besar, itu cek dulu gladi resik atau rehearsal untuk sekiranya kita tahu gitu apakah ada teknis yang sekitaran volume untuk kita berbicara itu baiknya segimana. Itu nanti kita akan jauh merasa lebih percaya diri, will feel more confident, dan juga lebih prepared ketika hari H karena kita udah tahu gitu. Di situ settingannya seperti apa, audiensnya nanti kira-kira bagaimana, dan antisipasi kita itu nanti seperti apa, itu kita udah bisa tahu gitu. Jadi ini cara yang paling ampuh kalau misalnya kalian akan melakukan public speaking untuk acara besar atau mungkin untuk acara-acara kantor yang bersifat kayak town hall gitu-gitu ya. Oke, what's next in here? Masih semangat ya? Ini udah hampir jam 5, makin sore, kayaknya udah mulai rapper gitu, tapi semoga masih semangat. English Zone Sukabumi masih semangat? Masih ya? Oke, Mr. Faris semangat ya? Oke, that's
I am
great.
excited.
Yes, that's great. Glad to hear that. Oke, kita lanjutkan ke aspek pronunciation yang lain. Nah, di sini berkaitan dengan pronunciation of commonly mispronounced words. Salah satu tips yang bisa saya bagikan adalah practice difficult words. So, there are many words in English that are frequently mispronounced. Okay, so Mr. Faris, how do you usually pronounce this word?
You.
Okay, so Mr. Faris, what do you think about this word?
Where?
This one? Do you see it? How do you pronounce this word usually?
Kue yu.
Okay, right. Tadi English Zone Sukabumi ada yang berbeda pendapat ya. Tadi dibacanya ini bagaimana, teman-teman?
It's Q. Q.
Right. Okay, dari sekian panjang ini yang dibaca cuma satu huruf. Ini semua silence, dibacanya cuma Q. Okay,
Oh,
right. Any idea what is the meaning of Q? Right, mengantri ya.
Yeah.
Okay, so exactly. Okay, so sometimes for us when we see the words that we kind of feel like ini saya tahu nih cara bacanya gini gitu kan. Pertama saya belajar bahasa Inggris, ini dibacanya wi, imut banget ya. Tapi ternyata ketika makin sini makin belajar dibacanya cuma Q and that's it. So sometimes we have to check on how to pronounce the word itu dari kamus gitu. Kalau di kamus digital, misal di Play Store kita download Merriam-Webster, itu ada cara membacanya. Kemudian di situ biasanya ada simbol kayak speaker, itu tinggal kayak dipencet aja udah keluar pronunciation-nya. Jadi daripada pakai Google Translate mungkin agak susah, carilah source yang legit untuk ngecek cara pronunciation suatu kata itu seperti apa. Oke, selanjutnya ini yang paling banyak saya temukan di antara para student, bagaimana membaca ini, teman-teman.
vehicle. Is that
Oke,
right?
apakah ada yang membaca kata ini dengan vehicle?
Eagle.
Have you heard? Have you heard anyone probably like pronounce it as vehicle? No?
It's vehicle, miss.
Yes. So the correct one to pronounce this adalah vehicle. Jadi bukan vehicle, itu harusnya vehicle. Okay. Okay. Selanjutnya, how to pronounce this?
Genre.
Okay. Any other opinion? Siapa dari kalian yang membacanya genre? Atau
Me, Zak.
genre?
Me.
Alright. So, dibacanya adalah genre. Seperti agak Prancis gitu ya, genre. Tapi kalau biasanya di acara-acara tuh, biasanya kalau di entertainment ketika wawancara itu pasti artis-artisnya bilang genre musik yang paling saya suka tuh sekarang jazz misalnya gitu kan. Nah, tapi kalau misalnya kalian in English, make sure itu dibacanya genre. Okay? So knowing how to pronounce them correctly itu essential for effective communication. Kenapa? Karena biar kalian kelihatannya atau terdengarnya as a speaker. Jadi bahasa Inggris kalian tuh mantap gitu untuk public speaking. Okay. Yang kedua di sini untuk improve your pronunciation, try to listen to native speaker. If you're unsure of pronunciation, listen to native speaker. Sekarang akses digital tuh udah mudah banget. banyak sekali podcast-podcast di luar sana yang bisa kalian akses, atau mungkin TED Talks, ya. And imitate their pronunciation and rhythm. So, biasanya kalau untuk saya pribadi, saya biasanya nyari siapa yang saya suka gitu, public speaker. Terus aja saya dengar, itu biasanya soon or later we will acquire their skill in public speaking. Kayak bukan berarti kita imitate, but somehow we kind of like gain the confidence bahwa oh ini tuh cara membacanya seperti ini gitu untuk beberapa kata. Karena saya waktu itu dengar dia mengucapkannya seperti ini. Maka ketika kita memilih native speaker, pilihlah mereka yang memang biasa untuk memberikan materi di depan umum. Karena banyak juga kan native speaker yang menyisipkan kata-kata F word. Kayak gitu-gitu nggak usah dicontoh ya, karena kita butuh legit role model untuk bisa meningkatkan pronunciation kita gitu. Okay. Here, we can also try to practice again for some of the words that oftentimes it's hard to be pronounced. So who wants to try for the first one? It's pretty short practice. Tadi ada yang avatarnya imut-imut nih, Miss Linda belum bersuara. Mau coba kah untuk bisa pronounce dan membacakan yang ini?
Okay, Miss. Which part,
Okay.
Miss?
Yang ini.
Okay. Brewery.
Mhm.
You know. Okay.
Continue.
Okay. No, it's not just the booze talking. Discussing beer making bars while sober is hard enough thanks to that tricky middle syllable.
Okay, that's perfect. How to pronounce this one again?
Brewery.
Yes, brewery. Okay, the next one. Who wants to try time for the next one right here? Anyone from English Zone yang belum kebagian berbicara? Siapa coba? Yang batik merah, coba sebelah kanan. Yes. Try.
Comfortable. It's so easy to skip that th sound, but just because you're relaxing doesn't mean you should give up on enunciation.
Okay, so comfortable, yeah. Some of people usually they will say this as in table, meja, tapi dia nggak dibacanya comfortable, dia comfortable. So make sure that you can just pronounce it correctly, okay? Or some of people basically shorten it to become cozy. Untuk lebih update ya. Tapi kalau misalnya konteksnya dia formal, then comfortable. Okay, the next one. Who wants to try for the next one? Go ahead.
Can I, Miss?
Yes.
Okay, so often. So you may use this common word often enough, but if you're saying it as often, you're technically in the wrong. Merriam-Webster prefer the T-less version since it better reflects the evolution from its Middle English roots.
Right. So apparently the T is silenced so often. So the T
Oh yeah,
is
often.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, often.
The T is not really pronounced. Yeah.
Yeah.
So often, be careful if you pronounce it often. Ya, 10 bukan, tapi often. Okay, the last one. Mr. Faris, you want to try again?
Much better the other people like Sophia maybe, Mariani.
Oh, okay. Ibu Mariani, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Let me try.
Okay, you want to? Yes. Let's go with
Yes,
this word.
I'm gonna say it rural. Okay. Is 30 Rock fans will remember the rural juror, the tongue-twisting fictional film title Tina Fey and her co-writers created as a running joke, put them together and kept the comically amazing rural juror. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah, so rural, yeah. Here, rural, it sounds a bit tricky because the R is doubled, but you can just pronounce it as rural. Okay? You're right, Miss Mariani. So thanks for trying. Okay, so these are some of the lists of challenging English words to be pronounced. So there's still a bunch of this kind of words on internet if you would like to try. But if you need guidance, of course, you need a right mentor. So it means that you can sign up for ESG program for public speaking to learn more about this one. Okay. So now I will continue first. Right. Another thing about pronunciation is about silent letter words. Okay. Be careful. Not every word in English has all letters to be pronounced. Sometimes the letters needs to be silenced. Okay. How to pronounce this, everyone?
No.
Right. So which one that is silenced?
Hey,
Okay.
Hey. Right. So it's no. Yes. How about this one?
Hour.
hour,
Hour. So it's not hour. Yeah. House. Yeah. But this one, no, it's hour. The H is silent. Very
Hour.
good. How about this one?
Receipt.
receipt,
Right. Which one? Okay, that's perfect. So which one that is silent?
P,
Right.
panda,
Okay. Receipt. And this one?
yet,
Yes. Okay. So oops, many people pronounce this sometimes like debt collector, like Debbie, but the B is actually silent, so it's only like that, like that. The B is not pronounced at all. Yep. Okay. How about this one?
Island.
Island.
Island. Yes. So it's not Iceland. Yeah. So it's island. S. It's also silent. Okay. How about this one? The next one.
Answer.
enter,
Answer. Okay, so W is silence as well. Very good, everyone. How about this one?
Science.
Yeah, sign. Okay, the G is silence. It's not sign. Sounds like German if we say that. So sign. Okay, the last one, it's very common, okay, to be pronounced, but I still sometimes listen to people pronounce this incorrectly. So how should we pronounce this?
should, would,
Yes, okay. So should and would, the L is silence as well. So make sure you explore on this one as well before you do public speaking, because if you basically listen to English most of the time, I mean English content, and then you suddenly listen to people who come up to a podium, right? And they speak English, but then like, you know, they mispronounce. We'll sometimes like raise our eyebrow, like that's not how it's pronounced. So gatal kitanya, right, as an audience. Nah, untuk menghindari hal-hal seperti itu, lebih baik kita practice dulu. Kita gladi resik dulu, mungkin semalam sebelumnya kita bisa practice dulu on how or like apa sih yang ingin kita sampaikan. Jadi hal-hal semacam itu kayak mispronunciation itu tidak terjadi gitu ya ketika public speaking. Okay. Another thing adalah clarity and breath control. So breathe deeply. Proper breath support helps with volume and clarity. So take a deep breath, and then I would just say you need to relax. Karena kalau kita nervous, mau kita berusaha kayak gimana pun untuk bernafas deeply susah ya. Apalagi anxiety kicks in gitu. Jadi kita harus punya mental focus yang bagus dulu. Ada beberapa yang kadang meditasi gitu 15 menit sebelumnya atau pernapasan, ada juga yang kadang dengerin musik. It really depends, tapi usahakan ketika public speaking itu tidak terengah-engah ketika kalian berbicara gitu. Kemudian project from chest. So when you speak from your chest, not just from your throat, your voice itu will be fuller and more resonant. Oke, kalau kalian penyanyi, biasanya kan suka ada tuh suara perut, suara dada, bener nggak sih? Nggak bisa nyanyi soalnya. Tapi untuk public speaking, rupanya kalau kita berbicara gitu ya dari dada itu lebih resonant, suaranya lebih full akan terdengar. Jadi ini juga bisa menjadi tips untuk dengar lebih confident kita sebagai public speaker. Oke. Dan yang terakhir adalah practice and feedback. Jadi kalau ini first time bagi kalian public speaking, terus audiensnya lumayan besar, kita bisa record dulu and listen to yourself. Kalau misalnya ketika di playback, kadang kan kita ilfeel ya dengar suara sendiri, tapi mau nggak mau nih, biar public speaking kalian eksekusinya bagus, ini harus dilakukan. Jadi kita tahu mana yang harus diimprove, mana yang bisa dihindari, mana yang harus ditambahkan. Atau kalau misalnya kalian tidak pede, bisa bertanya untuk feedback dari teman-teman, bisa juga mentor ya, atau bahkan speech coaches. Nah, kalau di SQ itu biasanya mentor-mentornya pasti bantuin kalian kalau kalian ambil kelas public speaking. Jadi kalau misalnya butuh feedback, real feedback, kalian bisa juga sign up untuk ESQ program untuk public speaking. Nah, untuk yang terakhir, tidak terasa ya waktunya hampir berakhir. Saya akan menyampaikan mengenai body language. Ini selain pronunciation juga merupakan hal yang penting. Jadi, ternyata bagaimana kita berdiri atau misalnya duduk, kalau misalnya kita harus melakukan interview, ini menentukan impressions bagi orang yang mendengar kita. Gitu. Nah, yang pertama di sini adalah maintain good posture. Jadi, stand tall with your shoulders back. This conveys confidence and authority. Tapi nggak yang kayak sombong gitu, tidak ya. Jadi asal kalian sih tegap gitu, itu menunjukkan kalian itu confident. And then straight postures helps you project your voice and appear more engaged with your audience. Beda banget nih kalau misalnya kalian dapat pembicara yang kelihatannya siap gitu ya, tegap, sama yang gini gitu kan. Jadi postur menentukan, usahakan selalu tegap. Itu akan memberikan kita juga energi untuk bisa lebih pede gitu. Kemudian use gestures. Use natural hand gestures to emphasize key points. This makes your speech more dynamic and helps the audience understand and retain information better. So avoid juga yang namanya excessive or distracting movement. Misalnya gini, nggak mungkin dong ya public speaking kayak gitu. Jadi bisa pakai gerakan tangan juga. Nah, nanti di akhir saya akan perlihatkan video yang akan membantu kalian bagaimana sih untuk bisa terlihat lebih confident ketika melakukan public speaking. Oke, di sini tips selanjutnya adalah make eye contact, establish eye contact with different people in the audience. This creates connections, making you seem more trustworthy. Kalau kita making eye contact, nggak harus dengan setiap orang di 200 orang di auditoriumnya, tapi lihat misalnya beberapa orang randomly untuk memberikan rasa percaya gitu, bahwa kita ke audience tuh percaya dengan apa yang kita ingin sampaikan, lebih engage juga. Kemudian it helps maintain the audience attention. Lalu control your facial expressions. So your face should reflect the tone of your message. Smiling can convey warmth and positivity, while others' expressions like raising eyebrows can emphasize surprise or concern. Like so avoid blank expressions. Okay. Kemudian yang terakhir tips body language yang bisa saya sampaikan adalah move purposely. So move around the stage or speaking area intentionally. This can help emphasize points, reduce nervousness, and keep the audience focused. However, avoid pacing aimlessly as it can be distracting. Jadi kalau misalnya kalian berada di panggung gitu, daripada diam di satu titik, kalian juga bisa ke kiri, misalnya jalan, atau ke kanan perlahan. Itu juga ternyata membantu untuk bisa mengurangi rasa nervous. Okay? Dan yang terakhir adalah use the power of pause. Sekali lagi saya akan sampaikan ini bahwa pauses in speech allow your message to sink in and give you time to gauge the audience reaction. Well-timed pause can also add weight to your words and make you seem more thoughtful.